From Tesla to SpaceX to Twitter, tech billionaire Elon Musk has surely built a cult following for himself. Whether you hate him or love him, Musk certainly knows how to inspire a meme and is getting increasingly popular in pop culture. The 50-year-old tech billionaire who has spent his entire life founding companies, which have tried to solve the problems of mankind using technology, has developed a massive cult following. This is also evident from his more than 14,000 tweets, where he often shares technical insights and even sometimes answers direct questions or publishes random thoughts and even memes. Yes, believe it or not, your favorite businessman is also a memer at heart. It is virtues like these which has helped Musk to stay so popular and relevant, especially amongst the youth who view the billionaire as someone among themselves. From his views on life to responding to the critics, and even his jokes at business ideas, and his support of the causes, such as Free Britney movement, whereby he is seen advocating for singer Britney Spears to be released of her conservatorship. Just about anything he shares has the same effect. Everyone is aware of the influence that he wields over the market, especially the cryptocurrency market. He has often been accused of manipulating the crypto market and bringing in massive volatility in the market in a short time. And how does he do it, you ask? Through the power of social media. As I already told you, Musk is very active on Twitter and uses his massive fan base to propagate his views, which directly or indirectly leads to an overhaul of prices. Although Elon Musk does not have a Nobel, but he has already become one massive institution in himself. His successes as an entrepreneur with PayPal, Tesla, and SpaceX have made him a techno-financial laureate of sorts among the people. His triumphs in the business sphere have put a sort of halo on his head, and everything that he touches quickly turns into gold. He's a champion of the masses that live in cities and make enough to at least dream about spaceflight. His feats with SpaceX, in particular, are mostly notable in this context. The CEO has gone on to be a demigod who is willing to take risks towards achieving his rather bold ambition of landing humans on Mars in his lifetime. Thus, he has given the technology-loving middle class a hope of a much better future. And when they hope, they'd also had to clear the path for their champion, which they have done by raising an army and finding ways to rationalize their leaders' actions. Elon Musk is an entrepreneur, an inventor, an engineer, one of the brightest minds of our day. But what separates him from the others? What makes Musk different to Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos? Both men are common comparisons for Musk, and many of the words used to describe Musk also apply to Gates and, to a lesser extent, Bezos. Gates created innovative software and hardware that changed the tech industry. Bezos created an online delivery service that is part of many people's everyday lives, as well as investing in his own endeavors at space travel and colonization. But they aren't thought of in the same way as Musk, although he is boring. He's a responsible tech businessman and acts like it. Musk, on the other hand, made a flamethrower, inserts movie references into his products, and makes cameos in popular films like Iron Man 2. He acts like a lot of people imagine they would if they became rich. His appeal turns out to be simpler than first thought. But how did a 15-year-old who decided to leave native South Africa, along with his brothers and Canadian mother to escape the mandatory military service, went on to become a multimillionaire, inspiring millions in the process? For sure, this isn't a transformation on Musk's part alone, but also one of public perception. It has always been in Musk's nature to rework ideas from scratch and reinvent systems, if need be, to accommodate his several brainchildren. He is an avid risk-taker and has shown this time and again. There are other billionaires as well, like Microsoft's Bill Gates and Amazon's Jeff Bezos, but none of them have such a wide and mass appeal as Musk. And the reason is simple. He does not only run businesses which are profitable, but also focuses on choosing businesses which connect directly to the masses who are obsessed with futuristic technologies after being fed on a diet of Hollywood flicks like The Matrix, Men in Black, and Terminator. Much like these cinema franchises, Elon Musk sells fantasies, and that too of the highest order. When his SpaceX launched reusable rockets, or when his Tesla made electric cars and power storage batteries entering a market looking for greener alternatives, it was one of its kind. Nobody before had the audacity to think about wanting to set up a gated community on another. The definition of the word, cult, is one which has sparked debate since eternity. The generally accepted definition of a cult is a social group that is defined by its rather unusual religious, spiritual, or philosophical beliefs, and by its common interest in a particular personality, object, or goal. It applies to Musk, minus the religious tone. Rather, a scientific pursuit of the universe, in general, is what unites the people in this cult. No one, at least not many, people worship Musk in a way that resembles a religious or spiritual figure, but they certainly do as a philosophical figure. A quick search into YouTube will show a number of videos of Musk giving advice on gaining success. But that is not the only reason behind the massive cult of Musk, who is a public speaker only in part-time. The real boost towards this cult status stems from the ideas that Musk propagates. It is his unique and one-of-its-kind concepts of the dominance of mankind on the universe that leaves his followers spellbound and shift to following Musk more than the rather boring Warren Buffett or Bill Gates, who are believed to have become more businessmen rather than once missionaries. Musk desires to colonize Mars so that our civilization won't collapse if some catastrophic event on Earth happens and causes the complete downfall of mankind. This futuristic plan is in the long term, as space colonization might not going to be a feasible possibility within our lifetimes, but still, Musk sparks great hopes with the way he is conducting business in his SpaceX venture. Not only this, Musk also plans to provide affordable satellite internet to the masses through his venture Starlink. With the launch of Tesla and building of electric vehicles, Musk's commitment to battling climate change is also evident. It's all very admirable and adds to the positive figure of Elon Musk. His fans worship him. They agree with his goals of space colonization and his endeavors for clean energy. This is reflected in their love of his products, like the Tesla line. Musk's fanbase fits these definitions quite easily, and it's true that this loyal fanbase is the one giving Musk the cult status on which he sits today. But why only Musk? Musk is not the only billionaire committed to financial and charitable endeavors. Gates donated up to $50 billion to charitable causes. He even has his own charity, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And despite this, there are baseless accusations of Gates wishing to microchip people with the COVID vaccine. Bezos is even easier to dislike. Amazon has a known record of providing poor working conditions within their warehouses. Musk, till date, has not faced accusations on any of these things. The worst he might have done was claiming on Twitter that COVID lockdowns should not be forcefully enforced. Relatively small things that you can disagree with or disregard with ease still not hate the man in the long term. Should Musk ever do something outrageous, we would expect a different result. Many of his fans act on the lines of the fans of popular movie stars and obsess over the cult of personality that is Elon Musk. But is this a bad thing? After all, his goals are positive. If one of the world's richest men is advocating and actively investing his time and resources into bettering the world rather than just profit, might not be the worst thing in the world. Arguments that surround hate against Musk state that a hyper-capitalist can never be a force for good in the world. This stems from a belief that capitalism in itself is harmful. But this is the world we live in, and if a cult of personality behind a man that has been making a positive contribution to the world exists, then it can be believed that it is better than the alternative. Of course, the man isn't perfect. He has made quite a few mistakes, and they should not be forgotten or dismissed. To do so would strip him of accountability, and the results of this could be disastrous. But for now, his futuristic endeavors mask out some of his bad choices and makes him the cult figure that he is. That is all for today. If you liked the video, press like and also share the video with your friends. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.